Hope everyone's doing well. My name is EQ and welcome to another episode of Stonkaholics. So today's video is going to be about Luna. We're going to be going over Luna a little bit more in depth than some of the other videos that we've done. Go through the full explanation of Luna, why it's hyped up, and then we're going to do a nice deep technical analysis this time, starting from the weekly chart, going down to the 4-hour chart, so we can see exactly what's going to be going on and where I think this silent giant is going to be going in the next month. We're trying to catch these monsters before they boom, so let's jump into it. Alright, so Luna is currently sitting at 28th, $14 a coin at the moment. We got a market cap of 5.2, almost 5.3 billion. Sitting pretty nice. Can definitely make a nice little move to the top 10. We got a total supply right now of 958 million and a circulating supply currently of 378 million. It is an infinite coin, but they do have a burn process. That's why there's a 1/3 basically differential that you see from circulating to the total supply, and then that's why the max supply doesn't show anything. So they can just continuously pump Luna, but at the same time they have their burn set, so technically they're considered deflationary. We've talked about Terra a little bit in some of the other videos, but this one's just going to jump into it a little bit deeper and a little bit more of a technical analysis on Terra. Terra is a blockchain protocol that uses fiat-pegged stablecoins to power price-stable global payment system. According to its white paper, Terra combines the price stability and wide adoption of fiat currencies with the censorship resistance of Bitcoin and offers fast and affordable settlements. Development on Terra began in January 2018. Its mainnet officially launched in April 2019, and as of September 2020, it offered stablecoins pegged to the US dollar, South Korean won, Mongolian tugrik, and the International Monetary Fund special drawing rights basket of currencies, and it intends to roll out additional options. Terra's native token, Luna, is used to stabilize the price of the protocol's stablecoins. Luna holders are also able to submit and vote on governance proposals. So Terra seeks to set itself apart through the use of fiat-pegged stablecoins, stating that it combines the borderless benefits of crypto with the day-to-day stability of fiat currencies. It keeps this one-to-one peg through an algorithm that automatically adjusts stablecoin supply based on its demand. It does so by incentivizing Luna holders to swap Luna and stablecoins at profitable exchange rates as needed to either expand or contract the stablecoin supply to match demand. Terra has established a number of partnerships with payment platforms, particularly in the Asian Pacific region. 2019 of July, Terra announced a partnership with Chai, a South Korea-based mobile payments app, in which purchases made using the app on e-commerce platforms via the Terra blockchain network. Each transaction is subject to, on average, a 2 to 3% fee charged to the merchant. And in addition to that, Terra is supported by the Terra Alliance, a group of businesses and platforms advocating for the adoption of Terra. In February 19, the company announced that e-commerce platforms from 10 different countries, representing a user base of 45 million and a gross merchandise value of 25 billion, were members of the alliance. The Terra blockchain is secured using a proof-of-stake consensus algorithm based on Tendermint, in which Luna token holders stake their tokens as collateral to validate transactions, receiving rewards in proportion to the amount of Luna staked. So if you're in our Discord group, we've talked about the difference between proof of work versus proof of stake. Proof of work is something like Bitcoin, where miners have more control and can pool the 51% move on the actual blockchain, because if they control the majority and all dump at the same time, the token will dump and they don't really have to worry about it because they've already let go of their tokens. Whereas something like Luna, you're getting your tokens based on the amount of coins you have. So if you go and try to dump Luna, you're going to be losing out in the long run. Therefore, it keeps people around longer, and it makes you want to hold. And that's why proof of stake is essentially a little bit better. That's why more cryptos you see coming out now are using a proof of stake instead of proof of work, because there's way too many issues with proof of work. The great example is Ethereum. They're one of the few that actually are trying to make the change, because they started as a proof of stake, realized it's not working, and now they're converting ETH 2.0 into a proof of work. So token holders may also delegate others to validate transactions on their behalf, sharing in any revenue guarantee. Token holders may also delegate others to validate transactions on their behalf, sharing in any revenue generated. Terra also offers additional guidance to validator nodes on the best practices for helping to keep the network secure. In May 2019, shortly after Terra's mainnet went live, blockchain verification and penetration testing firm CertiK completed a security audit of the network. It examined its economic model to test against market manipulation, its architecture, and its coding language. CertiK found that the modeling and mathematical reasoning of the Terra network were considered sound, although it would not comment on the blockchain's performance. So while many people see the benefits of a price-stable crypto that combines the best of both fiat and Bitcoin, not many have a clear plan for the adoption of such a currency. Since the value of a currency as a medium of exchange is mainly driven by its network effects, a successful new digital currency needs to maximize adoption in order to become useful. That's where Terra comes in, which is both a price-stable and growth-driven coin. It achieves price stability via an elastic money supply, enabled by stable mining incentives. It also uses signage created by its minting operations as transaction stimulus, which is facilitating adoption. There is a demand for decentralized price-stable money protocol in both fiat and blockchain economies. If such protocol succeeds, then it will have a significant impact as the best use case for cryptos. So Terra, a stable digital currency that is designed to complement both existing fiat and crypto as a way to transact and store value. The protocol adjusts the supply of Terra in response to changes in demand to keep its price stable. While this is achieved using Luna, the 13 mining token, whose stable rewards are designed to absorb volatility from changing economic cycles. Terra also achieves efficient adoption by returning signage not invested in stability back to its users. Its transparent and demographic distribution mechanism gives dApps the power to attract and retain users by tapping into Terra's economic growth. If Bitcoin's contribution to cryptocurrency was immutability and Ethereum expressivity, our value or Terra's value would be usability. The potential applications of Terra are immense. Immediately, we foresee Terra being used as a medium of exchange and online payments, allowing people to transact freely at a fraction of the fees charged by other payment methods. As the world starts to become more and more decentralized, we see Terra being used as a dApp platform where price-stable token economies are built on Terra. Terra is looking to become the first usable currency and stability platform on the blockchain, using the power of decentralization for mainstream users, merchants, and developers. That is monster news for Terra, so we're looking for this to boom. It's already made some nice moves. It was one of the coins that actually made a 100% move in the day that was mainstream. I was part of that. That was great. I've been in Luna for, I think it was like 160 was the first couple Luna tokens that I got. And it's definitely paid off. So we're also going to take a look at their ecosystem real quick. You can see they're very transparent with everything they have. They go through their Mirror website because Mirror Protocol is one of their big programs. You have the Anchor websites and socials on here. All the analytics talking about their token. Now this is where it gets interesting. Mirror Protocol is a DeFi protocol that enables the creation of synthetic assets, which means essentially turning, let's say, Tesla into a coin and trading it in a decentralized market or a DeFi market. Anchor Protocol is a high-yield savings protocol. You have Chai, the payment products used by 5% of the population in South Korea, and the list goes on. Going down, you can see the ecosystem partnerships are big. Terra Bridge, Shuttle, Injector Protocol, INJ, we talked about them a little bit. And then all of the other people that are working with them right now, Uniswap, SushiSwap, 1inch, Yearn, Harvest, Stabilize, we've talked about a lot of these, and including the ones on the smart chain, Pancake Swap, Beefy Finance, Smoothly Finance. Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Luna and all these upcoming projects and things they're going to be releasing coming in going forward. And let's get to the fun stuff, which is the chart. We're going to go top down, so we're going to start with the weekly, work to the daily, get to the 4-hour, and see what's popping. Nice little retracement. It looks like it might have touched the 61 on the fib, and it looks like that lower wick might have touched the 78. Do it from the start of the move. Close. And then in some cases, there are people, I know someone's going to see this and be like, well, you should do it from the SR flip. So the major SR flip on this is going to be around this region, meaning that price tried to break over this point 3 times, didn't get any sort of body. This is the first body that we see, and price starts to push up. Keep in mind that this impulse move was made while price was already in the overbought area, which is insane. Technically kind of dipped down while it was spiking. So either way, you had an RSI break on the 70, so we're looking to get a break on the 70 RSI to turn it into support and hopefully get a nice impulse move from there. It didn't really have a chance to hold, so we're hoping to get a test. So you can see the price is sitting on the 61, which is great, and the STO RSI is in oversold, which is amazing. This is exactly what you want to see, especially on a weekly trend. That means that this thing can be a monster. If you're looking at this from a wave standpoint, this next incoming wave would be wave 3. You had wave 1, wave 2 coming down to this point, and then coming up into wave 3. So all in all, we're looking for a big push for Terra. Looking to break the all-time high and push to the next level. Based on the current points that I have on here, if you want to see how far price can go on a long term, we're talking all the way upwards to $38. We're only at 14 right now, so it's going to be a nice little move if we can get up to the take profit 3. More than likely it'll be in the take profit 2, but it is a wave 3, so can't take out the option or the opportunity of this occurring. But on a long-term scale, Luna is an absolute monster, and we've seen a huge impulse already. This is the first sign that said that at some point it's going to start turning up, and when it does, it's going to have tons of room and time to just continue to grow. Break this down. Let's go to the daily chart. Reset. Take a better look at this so you can see this is kind of why I put the SR. Now when we drop to a 4 hour, I could technically move it to here. This area, we're going to put it as a rectangle because technically it is a rectangle. From here to here, this is going to be the SR area, the support resistance flip area. Price came into here 3 times, you broke over once, the whole candle crashed, the sellers won, pushed the whole body down into under this area, came down and found a support hold at 5.3, and that support hold is what helped push the impulse that started making its move all the way up to the $22 range from 5. So you got a 4 times move in one impulse move, which is great. Keep in mind, and what you can see is there are days 1 2 1 2 and a nice fat lower wick, so it did do little fake outs and retracements on the way up, but it did take a pretty good amount of time to fulfill this actual move. And you can see on the daily chart as well, RSI dropped under the 50, looking to break this resistance at 50, while at the same time the STO RSI is in the oversold area, and you're getting a blue line over the red line, which is indicating bullish movement. And if you're looking at the oscillator down on the bottom, it's been in the bearish zone for a little while. We're looking for that to get back into the green bullish area and make a nice little peak like it did over here. But going through time, this is really the only spot, but essentially looks like seismic activity. So this is the first little indent to signify this push, and this is a bigger impulse area. This could signify, because of more seismic activity, that we're going to get a bigger mountain coming up. Also goes into the trend of wave 3. Really what we're waiting for is the impulse activity, and we're waiting for the retracement to complete, but it's currently looking like it's holding support right on the 6180, which is around 13.5. When you have a candle looking like this guy with a large lower wick and a candle with a large upper wick, basically just balances out as a doji. That's why these next 2 candles are getting smaller. But from this point too, let's take the fib out. You can see from our area here, this could, depending on how you want to look at it, you could technically play this out as a bull flag after an impulse move. Let's go here. Have a nice little bull flag with a fake out. And with that, and considering the support, we are in a nice little tight spot right here, where if price does want to break, an impulse could be happening in the next couple days to test this all-time high. Oops. Test this all-time high at 22.9, basically 23, a major psychological resistance because it is a flat number. Banks like to trade even in flat numbers, so that's why we call it a major psychological point. But we can see a nice trend break incoming, and if we do get a support hold anywhere down here, even holding to this area, that's when we can get our push. Now bring this down to the 4-hour chart. Let's get a reset. You can see on this movement, price was starting to break under the 200 EMA, but found support, hopefully a double bottom. It's not necessarily a double bottom, but it can hold as a double bottom, because if I put a line here, you can see the bodies never actually closed under that line. Therefore, the line did hold support all in all. On the 4-hour, we are pulling off the 50 RSI, which is one of my favorite points of movement, especially when we go from top to bottom, back to top, and then to a 50. So I'm looking hopefully in the next day that we're going to get a nice move. Currently, we're up 5%, but this could easily push up to 20% if it really wanted to. And it would be breaking the 50 RSI resistance on this chart as well. So all in all, we're looking for a bullish couple of weeks or month coming for Luna. It's been off the radar for a little while. People stop talking about it, and that's usually when the coins break out. So hopefully we'll get to see that this week, and then we'll see way more people pumping videos out next week about Luna, trying to catch up with the boom. But being here, the whole point is to catch these things before they pop off. So that about wraps up this video. Just kidding. We're going to do this just to remind everyone where we're looking for predictions wise. We are looking for a full impulse move going up to and pushing closer to the 40 region. This is around the highest it should get, in my opinion, before we see a nice little retracement coming back down. But all in all, we're looking for a big old move right now from $14 over to $30. That's a 2 times move off of one impulse. So let's get it. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you found anything helpful, please subscribe to the channel, throw a like on the video. If you didn't understand something, throw a comment on the bottom, and we'll catch you on the next video.